So hello, and welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also support my small business at latricelimited.com. So in this video, we're just going to be talking about pretty much universal health care, what we have here in America, and more so in relation to like hospitals, giving birth, hospital bills, and stuff like that. So I have an article over here. We're actually just going to get right into it. And the headline says right here, a mom stuns TikTok as she reveals huge hospital bill for the baby's birth. America is a joke. All right. So she was over here saying that pretty much the cost to visit the hospital right here, if you can see that, $50,816.02. She was saying that it broke down how much the insurance covered it. It said the insurance covered the majority of it, leaving her with only $250 of a hefty bill, which is not, it's not that bad. She said you shouldn't even have to pay it. But with this story, and this is why I wanted to kind of bring it up, because there are other stories that I did read about, and people were saying that when they had like a premature baby that had to be in the NICU, for example, and that's, when, the NICU is when your kid has like problems and they have a place specifically for that. It costs more money though, but you can't help. Your kid, comes out premature. That's nothing that it's like, man, if you would have taken more, iron pills, you wouldn't have had that problem. No, that's not how that works. Kids just, sometimes they don't come out 100% healthy, how they should. So this is what was going on. And I actually read that some people were saying they were like $200,000, $500,000. One lady even said that she had $1 million. I couldn't find the article, the one that I was reading before. But it was like saying that you had like $1 million, and all these people live in America. Okay. Everyone wants to complain, moan, and groan about universal health care. Man, how are we going to pay for that? I don't get how we going to pay for that, yo, because, that means that our stuff is going to be going up more so. And it's like you look at other countries, and then people are like, okay, well, we're paying X amount in taxes, right, from our paycheck, just like America does. We pay X amount. Every paycheck you get, you got taxes coming out of it. And if you don't, maybe you are an independent contractor or whatever the case may be, self-employed, you still have to pay those taxes. Whether they automatically come out or not, you still pay it. That's just how that works. So you have people that are over here saying like, oh man, overseas, man, they taxes high, y'all. They pay too much in taxes, which really is not as much compared to how much we pay anyways. But it's like, if you look, their taxes going towards infrastructure, hospital bills. So when they have a kid in different countries, and I'm gonna start listing some other countries that I was reading about, they don't pay anything. Okay, I had one person I was reading. They said, yeah, I had to pay for parking about $30. I had to pay because of where my hospital is, but that was about it. $30 compared to some people that are paying $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $50,000, $60,000, $40,000. All you had to pay was $30. Oh yeah, because of their healthcare system, a variation of universal health care, essentially. They don't have those kind of problems over there because their government takes the money out and they make sure it gets distributed in the way that it needs to get distributed. I.e., they're not taking your money out and be like, okay, we're going to charge you 20% in taxes or whatever the case may be, and then be like, okay, you're a rich millionaire. We're going to make sure you get about 1% of this. You're a rich millionaire. Hey, we're going to give you like 0.5 of everything, and we're going to make sure you get some stuff. You. Oh yeah, man. Hospital bills. Ugh. But we got a for-profit healthcare industry. We got big pharma. We make good, but the American citizens aren't going to make good. Do we really care? Yeah, not really. They could pay. Hey, we're millionaires. I'm sure you could be a millionaire just like us, right? So that's the problem that we have. But I did want to name some countries that they don't have these kind of problems, yo. And it's most, okay? So one, Ireland, Scotland, Australia, Spain, Germany, Canada, Austria, these places, and there's much more. They don't pay anything. thing to have a kid. And then it comes into the argument where it's like, and this is where, it's like, ooh, real controversial. And no, it's just people having a discussion at the end of the day. I mean, if you get mad about it, you get mad about it, whatever. But this is where you also have the argument of, okay, well, if it's going to cost you $50,000 to have this one kid, maybe you shouldn't have a kid, right? And that's how people want to, that's what people want you to believe. Like, yeah, it's only, having kids is really only for the rich, and if you can afford it, maybe you deserve to struggle. No, even though we know a lot of people are on WIC, a lot of people are on SNAP, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, people need assistance, but at the end of the day, they shouldn't even be left with the huge hospital bill. Along with a lot of the other stuff, they should not be left with. Everyone should have maternity leave. Everyone should have paternity leave as well. So it shouldn't just be like, okay, the mom got to take off and possibly, have her income be dwindled down, and then have to go to, if she does have postpartum, yeah, she got to deal with all of that. But the guy, he could just go to work, even though he wants to be by his kid, but we're not going to give him paternity leave because he wasn't the one that had the kid. No, that's crazy. Because in all of these other countries, they do this kind of stuff. Now, of course, there are some outliers, so it's not all of them, but you get my point. And they just don't have these kind of problems. If you need to go there for a bee sting, maybe you broke your leg or something like that, unless you're like a foreigner going there, it's going to cost you near nothing because it's already being taken care of out of your tax dollars. But Americans, we're so okay with being taxed, and then we're like, yeah, but we got to pay for HealthCare because that's just normal. People don't understand America's not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. Everything we do is so backwards compared to everything else. Everything that we do, it's so completely backwards. You can go ask any regular American, well, how much do you get for holiday? They'll be like, what do you mean holiday? Like Christmas and like Thanksgiving? Well, I get Christmas off. No, holiday. How much do you get for holiday? You got some countries where it's mandatory, at least a week, 2 weeks, that mandatory. It has to be done back to back if you're going to do like a 2-week thing, obviously. But it's a mandatory thing. When are vacations, holidays, mandatory here? Now you may say, oh, well, you get vacation time. But in certain countries, that stuff is required, though. It's required to give everyone a holiday. Minimum wage. You're not seeing $7. What are we at? $7.25. There's some countries, they're at $20, $24 an hour, you guys. This is not normal. We have the gun violence that we have here. And think about it. That's not normal. A lot of countries, a lot of people in a lot of countries don't even own guns because that's not a thing that they do. And as we see with the gun violence that we have and the amount of people that own guns, I just read a story. I shot somebody over a $1,000 stimulus check. Oh yeah, I killed them because I didn't like the way they were wearing that dress. I didn't care for the way they looked at me. Yeah, I had road rage, so I just went and shot this person. Yeah, I just didn't like the way that they did this. What? And then these same people that are doing this, they go through the courts, and they get put right back out on the street just to recommit and do the same stuff over and over again. Something has to change. People need to really open their eyes, look themselves in the mirror, and say, yo, am I a part of the problem? Yes or no? If you are condoning this violence that's going on, if you're condoning saying, yeah, we don't need UBIs, we don't need to increase the federal minimum wage, we don't need universal, you are part of the problem. Because this is not normal. This is not a normal thing. And it's so easy for Americans to just look at what we have and be like, well, this is normal. This is what we do. This is how we do it. I mean, no one else does anything like this. I mean, everyone else does everything like this. Anything else is different. Yeah, it's different because it's right. Okay? Because you have to treat people with respect. You can't just expect people to be working down to the bone and then you just be like, well, you need to work a little harder though. You just weren't working hard enough. That's your problem. No, that is a problem. So people just really need to get out of this whole America is the center and everyone else is just around us. But we're the main thing here. You know, people just need to understand that this is not normal. And also the kind of information that is taught in schools, a lot of stuff, I mean, Americans are some of the dumbest people though. That is really the thing. Because the stuff that we're learning in schools, I'm not saying it's the teacher's fault or anything like that. It's these people for the, what is it, the ACT, the SATs and all that. You gotta pay for those kind of things. Everything is about money. It's not really about, okay, I'm gonna go teach you about this, that, and the third. It's just about money at the end of the day. You have money in politics. You have money in the educational system in regards to making the rich people richer, not necessarily let's try to build these people up. And that's really the problem that I'm noticing. But you know, getting back to the healthcare situation as well, we need a change. Okay, we had a little glimpse, little glimmer, little sprinkle of hope, but you know, then people are back to their old ways. People are back to the same things that they've been doing. I would love to know what you guys feel about this. Definitely let me know what you guys think, and also connect with me on the social medias. Really only got one up here, which is the Instagram, and support me at my website. Until then,